Good morning, students. Today, students, we are going to start a new lesson. Lesson number 4, Disaster Management. So, let's begin. Before starting, children, let us see the learning objectives of this lesson. First, disaster. Types of disaster: disaster management, remedial and preventive measures, and first aid. So all of these objectives we are going to learn. Children, can you tell what events do you see in this picture? Yes, we see earthquake, droughts, floods, fire, storm, volcanic eruption. What would you have done in these situations? In earthquake, children, we need to run out to an open ground. Take shelter under a strong tree, a strong surface, right? During drought, we should save water, right? Because there is scarcity of water during the droughts. Floods, we seek shelter on higher floors. Avoid traveling through waterlogged area. During fire, we call the fire brigade ambulance. During storm, we should stay indoors and unplug all the electrical appliances. During volcanic eruption, we should evacuate the area. We should leave that area and go to another safe place. So all these are the precautions which we need to do in such situations. Are you getting me, children? Good. So these are the precautions. Next question. Why do these events occur? Answer. Earthquake occurs because of tremendous amount of energy which is released due to the movement of the interior of the earth. Drought, it occurs because rainfall is less than average. Flood, because of constant rainfall at a particular location results in overflow of a river. Water drainage system fails. Therefore, flood occurs. Fire, due to deliberate or negligent human actions. Storm, it occurs due to disturbance caused in the normal condition of the atmosphere. So children, what we can say here? Have you understood about these events? Okay. Next is volcanic eruption. Due to high pressure, the molten rock rises through the vent in the earth's crust and erupts into the surface of the earth. This happens during volcanic eruption. Children, let us learn some few disasters which has happened. Few dreadful incidents occurred in the past. First, on 30th September 1993, earthquake killed thousands in Killary in Latur district. On 26th January 2001, earthquake in Gujarat led to destruction of the entire Bhuj village. On 26th July 2005, heavy rains led to floods in Mumbai, which took off many lives. On 30th July 2014, landslide destroyed entire village of Malin, Pune district. On 25th April 2015, Earthquake in Nepal killed a large number of its citizens, tourists, etc. And lastly, on November 2015, many people died in Tamil Nadu due to flooding caused by heavy rains. So, children, a sudden event that causes large scale damage to life, property, and social aspects of a nation or a society is called a disaster. These disasters are of two types: natural disaster and man made disaster. Now, what are natural disaster, children? Sudden event caused by natural phenomena. For example, floods, earthquake, lightning, cyclone, storm, volcanic eruptions, etc. So these events are caused by natural, right? Therefore, they are natural disasters. And man-made disasters are the disaster that occur due to human interference. For example, terrorist attacks, communal riots, fire, accidents, bomb explosions, etc. So all these events occurs or these disaster occurs due to human interference. Therefore, it is called as man-made disaster. Are you getting me, children? Did you understood what is the meaning of natural disaster and a man-made disaster? I repeat, a natural disaster is the sudden event caused by natural phenomena, whereas man-made disasters occurs due to human interference. Let us first study earthquake. Now children, earthquake is a natural calamity. It occurs due to the movement in the interior of the earth, and it releases tremendous amount of energy. This causes the seismic waves leading to movement of the earth's surface like tremors, shaking up, cracking up, etc. So, an excessive mining, construction of big dams may also trigger an earthquake. Understood? What is an earthquake? It is a natural calamity and it releases a tremendous amount of energy. And this energy forms a wave known as seismic waves. What are the effects of earthquake, children? There is a massive loss of life and property. It causes destruction of infrastructure. Rivers tend to change the course of the flow. So, these are the massive effects of earthquake. Next is floods. Now children, as you can see on your screen, what is a flood? It is a natural calamity. Submerging of land by an overflow of water. Due to excessive rains in this place, a river overflows its bank, causing a flood. There is constant rainfall in a particular location. So what is happening? Water drainage system fails and choking of gutter and drainage line occurs. Water overflows on the roads and the surrounding areas and even enter the nearby houses. So what would be the effects? Massive loss of life and property, soil erosion, loss of livestock and destruction of crops, and spread of waterborne diseases. Right? After the effect of floods, spread of diseases occurs and epidemics affecting the health of the people. So these are the effects of floods. Next is a storm. A storm is a natural calamity, the formation of high and low air pressure belts in the atmosphere causes changes in weather resulting in a strong wind or storm. It causes the disturbance in the normal condition of the atmosphere. The effects of storms are massive loss of life and property, heavy rainfall and lightning. Trees are being uprooted, crops are being destroyed, wildlife and their habitat are also disturbed, and it also causes soil erosion. You can see on your screen, children, how does a storm occurs in the atmosphere. Understood, children? So, a storm is a natural calamity. Next, children, we are going to learn is about forest fire. A forest fire is an uncontrolled fire that spreads with tremendous speed over a large area. It is due to a natural cause because of very dry and hot climate. A forest can catch fire, and also due to man-made cause because of camping, trekking or other purposes. So this may lead to a forest fire. Are you getting me, children? Now, after this, let us see the effects of forest fire. Effects of forest fire. It causes air pollution and there is a great damage to natural wealth and biodiversity. Now, children, disaster management. What is a disaster management? Taking steps to prevent disaster, making plans to face disaster, and developing the capacity for that is called as disaster management. Emergency planning and management. We call 100 for the help of police. For fire brigade, we call 101. For ambulance, it is 102, and for for disaster management cell, we call 108. So these are the contact list for the disaster management. Remember these numbers. Disaster management. In 2005, Natural Disaster Management Authority was established. Many other NGOs, that is non-governmental organization, works for the welfare of the society. During a disaster, helping and supporting each other is our moral responsibility. Let us study remedial and preventive measures. During an earthquake, hide below a solid table. During floods, evacuate low-lying areas. During landslide, take shelter away from hills. These are the preventive measures you need to take, children, during such natural disasters. During storms, remain indoors and unplug all electrical appliances. Okay? Next, in the case of fire, use fire extinguisher or call fire brigade. We have just learned the number for fire brigade. It is 101. Keep updated yourself for warnings issued by the government. Do not spread or even believe in rumors. Use battery operated radio and torches. So these are some of the remedials and preventive measures which you need to follow during the disasters. Always remember this, children. Please do not forget it. It is important. And spread this knowledge of this remedial and preventive measures. So what are the first aid which you will need? First one is alertness and immediate action is necessary when a disaster strikes, be it natural or man-made. Effective management and proper use of remedial and preventive measures helps in reducing the intensity of loss. Immediate preliminary treatment before medical treatment arrives is called a first aid. Are you getting me, children? What is a first aid? Now let us learn some of the first aid which we need to give in the following events. First, external bleeding. When a person is bleeding, let him or her sit or lie down comfortably. This is the first thing we need to do. Place the bleeding part at a height to restrict the blood flow. Then clean the wound with water and antiseptic. Cleaning the part of the body with the water and keep it above the level of the heart. Next is burns and scales. First is minor burns. Wash the injured part with water or hold it under water. Give water to drink. Clean the wound with an antiseptic solution. Apply ointments and cover the wound using dry dressing. In case of serious burns, children, calm down the victim. Then use sterilized cloth to cover the wound. Remove jewelry, shoes, etc. from the body immediately. Do not touch or burst the blisters. Do not remove the cloth stuck to the region of the burnt skin. Do not apply any oily ointments. If a person is conscious, give water to drink. Do not give stimulating drinks like coffee, tea, etc. Get medical help immediately. So these are some of the first aid and remedies which we need to give if a person is suffering from minor burns or with some serious burns. Are you getting me, children? Good. Now moving to the next, that is sunstroke. Now children, sunstroke occurs when one feels dizzy or becomes unconscious due to continuous working in sun for a long time. So, constant working in sun leads to loss of water and minerals from the body. So, what we should do then? Take the patient to dark and shady place. Sponge the entire body with cold water and place a cloth soaked in cold water on the neck. Make the patient drink lots of fluid like juice or water. If the patient feels vomiting, make him or her to lie on the abdomen with the head turned to one side. In severe cases, get medical help or shift the patient to the hospital. Next is snake bite. Children, out of 2000 species, cobras, vipers, kraits and sea snakes are very poisonous. All snake bites are not fatal. If one come across a snake, immediately get in touch of Sarpa Mitra. What we need to do? One can wash the wound with water. Help the victim calm down. Seek medical help immediately. Okay, if you come across a snake, contact a Sarpa Mitra rather than killing the snake at once. Wash the wounds with water, help the victim calm down, and seek immediately a medical help. Tie a cloth tightly above the wound. Give emotional support to the patient. Understood, children? Good. Next is a dog bite. Dog bite puts a person at a risk of infection through blood, leading to a disease known as rabies. So what we need to do? Clean the wound thoroughly with a solution of potassium permanganate or other antiseptic. Cover the wound with clean and dry cloth. Visit a doctor immediately and get an anti-rabies vaccine. In a dog bite, there is a risk of infection. Now children, let us see the points to remember. A sudden calamity is known as disaster. Disasters can be natural or man-made. Alertness and immediate actions are necessary on such occasions. Effective disaster management and use of remedial measures can help reduce the losses. Every person should know about the safety precautions and first aid. Always remember these points, children. So, understood everyone? These are the assignment which is given on page number 31 of your textbook. I am going to give you all the notes of this lesson. After watching the video, children, kindly write down all the notes which I am going to provide you in your science classwork book. Have you all understood? All these questions need to be written in your science classwork book. With this, we have finished our lesson. I hope every one of you must have understood the lesson. Kindly watch the video attentively, children, and write down the notes. Okay? And also read the lesson for better understanding. Thank you, children. Take care.